Welcome. Welcome to episode 178. Here's Stevie. It was her birthday. Welcome. She's 76 years old.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And still out there just killing it on the road. I went and saw her in Nashville.
And?
Perfect.
Perfect.
It's always perfect. Her stories are a little long, but you know, because I've already heard them, so they seem. But the crowd likes them, and she seems to like telling them a lot. So, but she sings every song you ever wanted to hear. You cannot complain. You will, and it's all in 2 hours.
Yeah.
No offense to the Tayto fans, but
Thank you.
I don't really need 3 hours.
How about 4?
4?
Oh,
No.
the best.
No. You know who agreed with me?
Who?
Billie Eilish, little sad Billie Eilish. She said that 4 hours was ridiculous. She'll never be doing that the fans don't want it. But that's not true, though, because Tayto is selling out.
Right.
Matter of fact, she was in Portugal. Lewis is over in Europe and doing shows. Lewis had a night off in London. And as most of you know, I do not like musicals, and I do not like the theater.
No.
Occasionally, I will go see a play. Like I've said before, I've talked about it. I saw one because Sally Field was in it. I'm going to go see one because Jessica Lange's in it. But my all-time boyfriend is Brian Cox.
Okay.
Succession guy, in case you don't know. Scottish guy.
Yep.
Fuck off. He was in a play in London, and Lou elected to go to a different play.
What?
And he hated it. But the one Brian was in is the Eugene O'Neill something. It's like 3 hours long. I said, who cares? I would have stayed for an hour and a half. If I get tired, I saw Brian Cox for an hour and a half. I can't believe he did that. But he did. But anyway, we'll get to all that.
Welcome
but
home.
Stevie's just saying, welcome home from Ireland in honor of Ireland. So I love Guinness over there more than anything in the world. I had 1 million of them. But one day, like golf, and I don't really want a Guinness. And I'm like, what's your lightest beer? And they have this beer called Rockshore Light, and it's absolutely delicious.
Nice.
I didn't check where the brewery was, though.
It's St. James Gate.
Oh, it's St. James Gate, so Guinness makes it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Rockshore Light. Well, if you're ever over there in Ireland,
It's a tiny
probably
republic.
England too, looking for a lighter beer, Rockshore's your go-to.
Nice.
And we're going to be tasting some Irish Taytos. Taytos is their big chips. Like Lay's, but they really spring it out here. They're going with Tayto Rancheros. You know, I'm going to bet before I eat this, they should stick with the salt and vinegar. I'm just saying, this is bacon flavor, and there's a cowboy on it. I don't know. No. This is terrible. Oh, man. No.
Ireland doesn't do Texas
No,
well.
they don't know how to do Texas. No. Take that off the list.
funny.
Take that off the list. And then what are we eating before we get to everything that's been going on? Well, I told you about the Dolly donuts, and I have procured the Dolly donuts. You can get them at Krispy Kreme, or you can get them in your local some supermarkets. This is my Jaws plate, my tasting plate that was sent to me by my Texas contingent of, I don't know that. I shouldn't say Texas. I don't know that. Bree and Jay.
Yeah.
That's who sent it. Anyway, so you get 6 flavors. Now, warning,
It's a pretty box.
the box is beautiful. $12 though for 6 donuts. That's $2 a donut.
Oh.
Now, extra warning, I am never a fan of a fancy donut.
No.
I'm an old school where the place just says donuts, and I go, yes, and I go in there and I get a chocolate long john and a glaze, and my mom's wants a bear claw. That's what happens.
A bear claw.
And I know what all the kids want. She loves a bear claw. These are fancy. They kind of look like voodoo donuts. Which one? All right, I'm going to taste the banana cream pie one first.
Okay.
Or is that what it's called? Hold on. I got to get this straight. It's really heavy, which means these are thick-ass donuts.
There's cream in them.
Banana pudding pie. Oh, it does have cream in it. Wow. I'm going to stab myself with that toothpick.
No.
No.
Your eyes crossed.
Too sweet for me.
Yeah.
If you're a sweet person, maybe chocolate cream pie. Oh, my God. What is she thinking?
Oh, no.
People that like sweets will love it.
Okay.
That one's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as heavy. You have a terrible look on your
It's too fancy. They're jazzing up a donut. And like, I think Dolly's people are probably less fancy. This one is the Dolly Dazzler one. It comes with a butterfly on it. Oh, no.
It's pink.
No.
It's got what, strawberry?
It's not. I don't know what the I don't know if that's strawberry in some made-up world.
Okay.
Krispy Kreme, I would go in and get a hot glaze and be out of there.
Well, there's a glazed in there.
I saw it. I know it's thick. I don't want it. I don't want to. No.
There's a napkin right there.
Yeah. I got shit all over my hands. God. You don't need to fancy up a donut. Like Voodoo Donuts, I get it. If you're going to a party or something, you go by 4 and you cut them all up. Everybody takes a bite. I get it. But, well, these you could do the same thing, I guess.
Well,
Party donuts?
you haven't highlighted them.
But that is not what I bring to a party, donuts. And I don't expect donuts at a party.
No.
I think it would be weird.
Yeah.
But maybe not bad weird, just weird. All right. Ooh, I got to have a drink of beer. Oh.
Have some Irish.
I'm not a sweet person, though, so I'm probably not the best. And by the way, in Dolly news, Jolene got named by Rolling Stone as the #1 country song of all time. So, as it should.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I don't know. I might have given it to Chris Christopherson. He stopped loving her today.
I Walk the Line came in top 5.
Walk the Line came in top 5?
I Walk the Line.
I Walk the Line?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
In
Senator Seabill.
preparing to see Jessica Lange, I rewatched the Patsy Cline movie.
How was it?
It's great. Ed Harris plays her boyfriend, Charlie. John Goodman's in it as like a fat guy at the barbecue. I'm like, oh my God, he looks 35. It's old. I mean, I think it's from the 80s or 90s. I don't know. So the sound is super whacked.
We'll put it in the notes.
We'll put it in the notes if you ever want to see the Patsy Cline. And there's a Patsy Cline Museum in Nashville now above the Johnny Cash Museum, and I have not yet been, and I want to go.
Okay.
My friend Dax is coming. Maybe he'll want to go with me.
All right.
He's a musician, though. It might be like asking me to go to a comedy museum where I'd be like, fuck, no, I ain't going to go. But Patsy was pretty much a legend. So, and that's a great thing about the museums in Nashville. There's a Glenn Campbell one, too. And it will take you nothing but a half hour. The Johnny Cash one, you could stay in for hours if you want. There's all kinds of videos to watch if you want. Or you can breeze right through it.
Okay.
And they're all right down on Broadway. All right. So that's our eating and drinking. That is done. Oh, Dolly, I'm disappointed in those. Oh, it's going to take me another 10 minutes to get that. That pink one really got me.
Yeah.
It did dazzle. My eyes are actually watering. God damn. It's like if I just shoved an entire cotton candy, the whole thing right in your face, and you got to work through it. Yeah. I'll stick with Dolly's cooking.
Okay.
Yeah. And I did get one of those flat iron, Lodge cast iron things. And that, I will bring it up next week, is worth every penny.
Oh, yeah, weighs 1,000 pounds.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have my friend Avi come over and build something on the kitchen thing so I can hang it like a rich person. And go, see? But it's so heavy, he'll probably tell me it's going to pull the floor down.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. So cheers from Ireland. It was a great time.
What'd you do?
Kilkenny. That's where my people are from. And they have the best castle ever. A lot of golf, a lot of fun people. Although we did get paired up with a couple, I won't even say what state they're from. And I won't say their names. But she was so bad.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't care if you're bad. Just scoot along.
Yeah.
And she was a hoppity little rabbit. She would get a 10 on a par 3. She wasn't the problem.
Yeah.
The husband, who was actually pretty good, would spend about 17 hours looking for a ball. And these young caddies who are 20 years old, they're not going to tell 68-year-old Bob from Oregon that he paid, $300 to golf. They're not going to say you can't look for your goddamn ball.
No.
They need to have older people. They do have a lot of older caddies. Mm-hmm. One guy at Tralee is 83. Mossy was sitting there smoking a cig, just fired up a dart, and his teeth are totally just smoker teeth, whatever. He was the friendliest man ever, and I was like, "Oh, does he work here?" And the young guy goes, "He does. He's a caddy." I said, "Oh my!" I go, "Who did they send him out with other old people?" He goes, "Anyone that's friendly. You're lucky. You'd have gotten him had I talked to you longer." I said, is he a good caddy?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just an average weekend golfer like myself, it doesn't matter if the caddy's good or bad. You just want him to be fun and tell you where to hit it.
Yeah.
Like, don't go that way or whatever. But And in Ireland, you have to walk. Yeah. So you really do need him to tell you, because there's so many hills, you don't know where you're going.
Right.
Well, he said, he goes, he's the most feel-good caddy you're ever going to encounter. He said, no matter where you hit the ball, he'd be right on, right direction. We're heading towards the hole. And it just makes you feel great about it, even if you miss or whatever. He said, we like to call him the feel-good master. He's 83. He's grew up in Jolene, has never left, and what a wonderful place to say.
That's great.
Yeah, I told those Irish kids, you think there's a reason to leave, but there's not. No. Where are you going?
Right.
Where you think you're going in this world? I have been all over it.
Nashville.
And then one of them's like, I'd like to see the Great Wall of China. Okay, well, I can't really argue that, I guess, if you're willing to do that, go that far. But, I mean, look at the walls right here.
Right.
They're so stoned and they're old. There's no reason to ever leave. Killarney's always fun as a tourist because people are from all over the place. And every single one of them, because I kept canceling because of my dad for 2 years, 2 trips in a row, I would email them and say, look, you know, my dad's sick. Can I move it? Can you just hold it? And they would hold it. Every single one of them, when I checked in, asked how my dad was.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
You just don't see.
No. People like that anymore.
No.
No.
And then you're like, wow. Yeah. And then you have to go, well, he's dead.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a buzzkill for them.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but you know what? We gave it a good run.
But
like,
the Irish make it, he's in a better place.
Yeah, they make it less weird, and then they all have a story.
Right.
You know, well, we're dealing with my aunt right now. It's been a terrible time. You know, we're trying to get her out of the small town, get her up to the city to get some help. She won't do it. Absolutely not. These people over 80 are so stubborn. Look at them. Look at Mossy out there, sitting on the rock. I'm like, hey, let's not dog Mossy. He's fine. He's fine.
It's a global issue.
It is a global issue. That's why I'm going to keep doing those jokes in my act, because I was not the only one going. And I still get a lot of cards from you guys, and I do read them all. There's too many to keep to read on the thing, but I like them all, and I read them all. And then I went to Waterville, which I find to be wonderful. There's a new set of douchebags in the world, though.
No.
Yep.
Update.
Just when you think we're low on douchebags. No, we're not. I won't say the name of the course. No reason. But there's now these Master of the Universe guys helicoptering around Ireland.
What?
From fancy course to fancy course. I saw 8 at Waterville.
What?
Truly, I saw 8. 8 helicopters. So that's 2 foursomes.
Yeah.
And they just hopscotch. And then I think, you guys didn't see that Kobe Bryant thing?
Yeah.
I mean, are you willing to die over golf?
I saw the winds in your video.
The winds, there's 35-mile-an-hour winds, and you're going to get in a helicopter for golf. I mean, yes, if both of my legs were broken and they said they're going to fall off if we don't get to Dublin, well, yeah, then I guess put me in the helicopter. But, yeah, they're just super rich, and but they're also then you're not seeing Ireland because you're just, I mean, not town by town.
No.
I don't know. And then you think, I wouldn't even, do I want to, I think they do it to tell other people they did it.
Yeah.
Because the drives aren't that far.
No.
Anywhere in Ireland's 2 hours. At the most, at the very, very most. One of those golf courses to the next, I did it, was an hour and a half. Like, who cares? Right. Get up early.
Right.
But it's the new thing.
Did you have an Irish breakfast?
I had Irish breakfast every day. It's delicious. I don't know why it's way better than our breakfast, but it is. And then I went to Dingle, and Fungi has this little statue there. I've talked about it on the podcast as a dolphin. I won't go into it all, but he's not back. So I think
R.I.P.
He's dead. Yeah, I think. Or he left during COVID because there was no food.
Right.
Maybe he left.
Maybe he's a Spanish dolphin now.
But I did. Yeah, he could be a Spanish dolphin. There's plenty of food down there. He can't be Spanish. He speaks Irish. He's full on Gaelic speaking. Anyway, let's get to it. Here's the upcoming shows, and then we'll get into this. June 8th, West Hampton. June 16th, Charlestown, West Virginia. That's a casino gig. June 29th, Portland, Maine. June 19 and 20, Borgata, Atlantic City. June 26th, San Antonio. I can't wait. I love going to the Alamo. I go every single time. I know I talk about it too much. I know.
You love it.
I'm just telling you, it's such a wonderful experience. And every single time they upgrade it. They have better movies. Like you can see, and you're in the Alamo.
How do you
like
better a movie?
what?
How do you better an Alamo movie?
Well, because first they started with shitty ones. It looked like I was in grade school and the Brown Shoe Company presented them. And there's like white guys playing Mexicans. That's not good. So we upgraded and we took the mustache off my friend White Chuck and we got a real guy. We got Miguel.
Nice.
And then now they went to color movies and now it's all interactive. And it's just, and then you're walking through the whole actual Alamo and you can actually picture, holy shit, we're trapped in our own fort. Anyway. That's enough in San Antonio. I love it. July 27th, Austin, Texas. Love it. August 2nd, Marietta, Georgia. I've never been. I mean, Marietta, Ohio, not Georgia. So we'll give it a chance. August 3rd, Cincinnati, Ohio. August 10th, Niagara Falls, Ontario. I can't wait. August 24th, Hampton Beach. One of the greatest gigs ever. August 30th and 31st, the Venetian. The Mirage. Sadly.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Mirage.
Yeah.
And then they closed before they told everyone they were going to close, like all the employees. But they do get severance. I talked to some of my friends. They get severance. Yep, a lot of it's union, so that's good. They get paid because they were not really told the truth, which is kind of bullshit. Yeah. September 6th, Tarrytown, New York. And September 7th, Wilmington, Delaware. And then there's a ton more booked, but they're not for sale, so I can't say that.
Yeah, they are.
Are they already on sale?
Yeah.
The fall?
The whole fall.
Oh, well, then I won't. Then I'll do the fall next week.
You have had a lot of Guinness.
No, I forget when they're on sale, and you get in more trouble if you say they're on sale and they're not than you do if you don't say they're on sale. You know what I'm saying?
Go to KathleenMadigan.com.
Please go to KathleenMadigan.com, and thank you for supporting this situation. Thank you. Did that sound like I'm paying attention?
Are my fall tickets on sale?
Fall tickets are on sale, right? I already did the video.
Yeah.
What happened to me? I should have remembered that.
Yeah, a little going on.
It's been a bad spring. Yeah, it was a bad spring. My vacation was good. We're turning the ship around. Everything's going to be great. Let's see. Stevie's birthday. Stevie's out on the road if you'd like to go see Stevie. That's all I got on Stevie. I don't have any other news on Stevie.
Okay.
Dolly. Oh, we did her donuts in the song. Tayto. Proud of her. I'm proud of her.
I am too.
Here's why. Well, apparently her concert in Lisbon didn't go so well, and they couldn't get people in there quick enough. It was an hour and a half wait, and there was
Americans are
security.
so upset.
No, the Americans were upset because just when you think we can't sound any more assholey internationally, God, the next time I go to Ireland, I'm only going to speak with a Southern accent, full on, because they like Southerners.
Yeah.
Except they all go, well, the ones from Texas are peculiar. That's their bad way of saying they're not totally in love. I said, well, they're just a little louder because it takes so long to get out of Texas. When they get out, they're like, woo! It's one of my old jokes.
I like it.
Yeah, it's true though. You can cross time zones in Texas and you're still in fucking Texas.
No, it's terrible.
I know. Texans. The Texans just love, like, there were a bunch of guys in front of it that were from Texas. I mean, Longhorns on the bag, Longhorn. Texas comes at you hard. You don't see any Mizzou shit on my bag. No. Not that I wouldn't support University of Missouri. I went there, but, it's just not something we would think of.
Right.
It's like Alabama football fan. Like, that's what they think of. But anyway. So the concert in Lisbon didn't go so good. And I told Lewis he moved on to Lisbon. And I'm like, I don't know why you're not going to see Tayto, Lewis. It's the perfect opportunity.
Yes.
And it's... Can you imagine,
I can imagine.
Lewis at the Taylor Swift concert?
No, bouncing with the children.
Oh, my God. He would last. I think he would be amazed at the production value, and he would be awed by that. But I think... my over-under on Lewis at a Taylor Swift concert, 32 minutes.
He kept asking me what era we're in.
Yeah, I'm like, what era are we in? How many eras are there? Jesus Christ. Well, you don't see Stevie out here doing every goddamn album. You pick the one hit or the two hits off every album, and boom, you got an hour and a half time. I will say for the Tayto fans, though, they spend all that money, you certainly get your money's worth.
Yeah.
People might be upset. And Bruce Springsteen was in Ireland when he was in Kilkenny, the tiny town where my family is from. I can't even believe he went to these tiny towns. And then he had to cancel his European dates because his voice, there's something wrong with his voice. And he's my little friend Dorf's favorite. I said, your king has fallen. My queen moves on. 76. She's older than your king, who's, I think, 72.
She rests a little more than he does.
Stevie has 3 days off in between gigs, so I don't know what she does or where she goes. But somewhere with that tiny dog. Congress just basically made it impossible to track Taylor's jet.
Really?
I'm very proud of her.
Good.
And all the others, because I don't think that's right. And I am not I don't know any celebrities. I am not pro-celebrity.
No.
But there's, go watch Baby Reindeer. Go watch Baby Reindeer and tell me stalkers aren't a goddamn problem.
Right.
And then you're going to have some kid in Florida, and I get why he did it. He's like, I figured out how to track her jet, and he put it on Twitter, and then everybody knows. I just don't think it's safe. I don't think it's nice to those people.
No.
I mean, no. Anyway. Celebrities have long complained that it's just way too easy for random people on the internet to monitor how much fuel exhaust they waste. Harry and Meghan. Hello, Harry and Meghan. How much did that ride to New York cost?
Exactly.
At least when Tayto lands, she's bringing joy to thousands of children.
And me.
And you. The government legislators have heard these complaints, and unlike when the rest of us whine about stuff, they're actually doing something. An amendment in the FAA administration reauthorization bill was passed last week that would allow private aircraft owners to anonymize. I didn't know that was a word.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Their registration information. And Joe Biden signed the bill into law on May 16th after it passed the Senate 88-4. 4 people were against that. 4 people in the Senate were like, I want to know where Taylor is. Fuck you. It is my right as a citizen.
My grandchild.
And the House passed it 387-26. 26 people in the House were like, nope.
Anti-privacy.
Anti-privacy for people that are being stalked by lunatics.
The other ones.
And I would have just kept saying in the Senate hearing to those 4 people, Baby Reindeer! And then I would have just, and if they hadn't seen it, they wouldn't even know what I was talking about, which would have made me look crazy. Okay, so here's the last Tay-Tay thing. She surprised the U.S. water polo team with tickets to see the Eras tour because the lady emailed and asked.
Okay.
The coach. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
She's the operational manager, whatever that means. And she said, I don't know how I'm going to top this. And she reached out to Taylor's team earlier this year, hoping to surprise her athletes with, and you know what? If I was like on the ping pong team, I'd be like, fucking you didn't ask? What? What? Yeah, table tennis, whatever they want to call it. I'm a ping ponger. What if I'm on the trampoline squad? What if I'm on rhythmic gymnastics? This lady, Allie, thought to ask, and Taylor did it.
Nice.
Yep. All of them got to go.
That's so great.
23 of them.
Wow.
There was an audible squeak that came out on the plane. Yeah.
That's great.
She was boarding when she got an email that said, that, okay, the girls just lost it. What are we going to wear? We were squealing down the hallway.
You're going to Paris. You can wear anything you want.
They were going for, you got to go first for some, I don't know. It's not the Olympics yet. They were going for like, I don't know, you figure out where you go or...
They're fitting.
They're Ralph Lauren outfit fitting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Update! It's been so long since we've heard from Anna Delvey. It's been quite some time. Well, she's back. She's back. She used her court appearance to put on a fashion show promoting one of her clients.
Stop it.
I'm serious. This is why if I'm the immigration judge, I'm like, no, jackass. Although you do represent America, use any opportunity you can to market yourself, to brand yourself, to do whatever. Convicted con woman Anna Delvey used her latest court appearance in New York to promote her client fashion, showing off a custom outfit complete with her ankle monitor.
Shut up.
I'm speaking this way in case you didn't watch the show, really, because she has a bizarre accent.
Yeah. It's totally
She's
bizarre.
German, but it's all convoluted, and it really just comes out like kind of what I'm doing. The so-called fake heiress, also known as Anna Delvey, arrived at the immigration court Thursday by wearing an ensemble designed by Shao, S-H-A-O, New York, a brand represented by Sorkin's fashion PR consultancy outlaw agency.
Stop it.
Why would you do that, though?
Right.
Because
this kind of stuff is going to happen.
Yeah. The outfit's fine. I didn't hate it. I wouldn't wear it, but it's fine. What I really like to know is what the I want to know if she got granted. Sorkin's attorney, John Sedgwick, told Fox Business News in an email that the Board of Immigration Appeals has granted his client appeal of her release conditions last month and sent the case back to the immigration court for further proceedings. He said she was in court Thursday for a status conference to discuss the board's decision and reschedule a review of her release conditions. Oh, so we still don't know.
Right.
Anna's just going to have to stay in her apartment with her ankle monitor on. That's just the end of that. Update! Let's do this one, though. How many of you remember the riot on January 6th, and who was the biggest fan of Sedition Panda? This lady. In case you missed it, one of the rioters, and I love pandas because they're so, I don't know how they survive in the wild. I follow about 100 Instagram panda accounts. They're constantly falling over. Yeah. They can't climb right. They fall off trees. I don't know how they've survived outside. Right. They're like indoor cats. They shouldn't even be outside. It's too anyway, this guy put a giant panda head on, and his nickname became Sedition Panda. He was convicted for attacking the cops at the cat, and he looks like the guy with the horns.
Oh, the
I forgot, what do we call him? He had a famous name too.
Why did I say warlock?
No. It's not a warlock. He was like, with the big horns, like a Viking, but no, a werewolf. I don't know. Whatever.
You're thinking of the chief guy.
He looks like him, without if you take their costumes off. This guy is a Florida man. Florida. Who memorably wore the headpiece of a bear costume to the attack on U.S. Capitol, has been convicted in his role for the riots. His real name is Jesse James Rumson. He's 38 years old, found guilty of civil disorder and assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers, trespassing, engaging in physical violence in a restricted building, and parading in a Capitol building, followed by a bench trial by U.S. Oh, he wanted a bench trial. That's not very smart.
That's not very smart.
In court, the judge was U.S. District Judge Carl Nichols, the Trump appointee, and the U.S. Attorney's Office announced. In court, Nichols, the judge, called Rumson's versions of events absurd and patently incompatible with the objective evidence and testimony. He claimed the Panda Man, said he didn't know he was in a restricted area until it was too late. They called him educated and knowledgeable, and he knew exactly what he was doing this day. Despite the knowledge, he chose to attack law enforcement on this day. He hasn't been sentenced yet, but he's found guilty of everything.
The QAnon shaman.
The shaman, right? That was the other guy, right. He got in the building early too. He got in there early. Oh wow, he took his headpiece off. Well, that was stupid. I don't understand what people are doing in costumes, and then you're going to rip them off. Right. Keep the costume on if you're going to go through the bullshit. That panda head probably cost $1,000.
He got caught. He got hot.
He might have got hot. Yep.
A lot of smoke.
Yeah. Wow.
That's so stupid.
He was ramming stuff with something. He's pushing cops. He assaulted one law officer. He ran through the crowd towards the officer, reaching out, grabbing his face shield, which forced the officer's head and neck up backwards. He's seen, they got it all on video. I mean, dude, you're the panda in the video. If you're going to wear the costume, you're going to get noticed. Keep it on.
Right.
I'm going to do a TED Talk on that. I'm going to do a TED Talk on, enabling, and then I'm going to do one on the next time you're going to a riot. Yeah. Like what you should do if you want to.
How to escape a riot.
Well, how to get in on it. You know, if you want in on it, wear a costume. Update.
You've been in Ireland.
Update. So we've been keeping track of these monkeys in Thailand, right? In the town.
Yeah.
And they tore down posters of themselves. They were so angry. I mean, these things are, everyone knows my opinion if you listen to this, that I'm fascinated. Well, the Thai town, Lopburi, they've launched an offensive against the simian raiders on Friday using trickery and ripe tropical fruit. They're going to try to trick them. I don't think you can. I think you can trick one or two, and then they're smart, and then they go, oh, no, I saw what happened to Charlie. Don't eat the fruit. They'll end up with posters of what not to eat.
Right.
Several high-profile cases of monkey-human conflict recently convinced authorities in Lopburi in central Thailand that they had to reduce the number of animals. Good luck. I can't wait to hear the end. Yeah. If all goes well, most will end up behind bars before starting a new life elsewhere. The first stage of their plan was instituted Friday is to bait the cages with the animals' favorite food, then wait for the hunger to get the better of their natural caution. There was early success for the catchers on one street when 3 of the macaws falling for the ruse ended up trapped because they had fancied a taste of rambutan fruit. The cages had been placed on the street earlier in the week, so the monkeys got used to them and found them less threatening. There are thought to be around 2,500 monkeys running around the town. The capture of the unlucky trio and other 30s trapped in other parts, 30. There's 2,500. Right. What do we want to get to? 30 is nothing. Nope. Nothing. That's not going to do it. The effort will go on for 5 days this month and is likely to repeat it. Some of the monkeys will be left free to maintain their image as Thailand's monkey town. Wow. Yeah, we can't do that. No. But no one is expecting it to be easy. With the monkey's intelligence, if some of them go into the cage and are caught, the others outside won't want to enter the cage to get the food because they've already learned what happened to their friends. The roaming monkeys have been a symbol of the town north of Bangkok as a major tourist draw. They become increasingly aggressive. However, with several videos of them snatching food from residents and causing injuries being widely shared online. Wow. That's the plan. Okay. Don't. I'm not gonna leave you hanging, termites. I'm gonna follow up.
Good.
I got it on a Google search.
Oh boy. Thai monkey gang.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I have.
Stop it.
Holy shit, they found it. Florida, man. Florida.
Oh no.
You know. Well, I'll do it when I get to sports. Remind me to just talk about Kentucky and Scotty Scheffler for when I have a different sports thing. Florida man finds priceless 500,000-year-old mammoth tusk while diving a mile offshore. All I've seen lately is shark videos in Florida, and I go to Florida all the time, and all my cousins go to Destin, and everybody's in the Panhandle, and all the old guys that I golf with love Orange Beach, Alabama. There are massive. I don't know. I didn't used to think there were that many. Or maybe there's just more coming closer. I don't know, but anyway.
It's the tidal waters.
Great whites.
Great whites.
Whites. Yeah. A Florida man was fossil hunting off the beaches of Venice, Florida, which is just south of Sarasota, where my mom and dad would go. Yeah, just a hop skip. It was right by where he lived. He found a mammoth tusk. I mean, that's crazy. In 25 feet of water. Fossil hunting is an extremely popular activity in this part of Florida, but almost exclusively with divers or beach goers looking for shark's teeth. Yes, I have looked for shark's teeth on Venice Beach. I have not found any. Mm-hmm. And the best spots aren't the ones you expect. This guy was just out in the middle of nowhere. A 4-foot mastodon tusk was recently found while scuba diving off Venice Beach. Wow. What an incredible find and glimpse into how much history our state has underwater, blah, blah, blah. It's 10,000 years older. What? Never mind. Scratch that. There you go. So if you want to go diving to find your fossils, get on down to Florida. One more. Holy shit, they found it. Japan researchers uncover lost villa believed to belong to the first Roman emperor.
Wow.
Who was named what? Augustus. Yep. There's a Roman Emperor thing on Netflix I watched during COVID that was just fantastic. If you ever want to learn about the first ones, the famous ones too, they hit the rock stars and the highlights.
The rock stars.
Yeah, they're the rock stars. Nero, the crazies. Yeah. They go through all that. According to accounts from antiquity, Augustus passed away at his villa northeast of, and then it's blank, and a memorial was subsequently built there in memory of his accomplishments. But the precise location of the villa remained a mystery. Researchers from University of Tokyo have uncovered a part of a structure that was used as a warehouse. The wall of the building had dozens of ceramic containers arranged in a row. Additionally, they discovered the ruins of what was probably a furnace, and they used to heat the bath. He had a heated bath, and part of the wall had collapsed, scattering ancient roof tiles along the floor. So it's in a site that they're already excavating. Wow. There was a furnace. This guy's rich, of course. Yeah, maybe it is his. There's a possibility that the building was the emperor's villa because it had a private bath, which was installed in the residence of an only installed in influential figures. They also say that the bath was used around the same time when Augustus died, and what appeared to be a large temple was later constructed on the site.
Wow.
We'll see.
Yeah.
That's not confirmed. It's a holy shit. They maybe found it. Maybe found it.
Excellent.
Moving on. Oh, Star Wars people are going to be so sad. And so are the Crackle Barrel people.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but first, we're going to talk about what would make my friend Kathy so happy.
Okay.
Kathy loves her dogs more than anything on earth.
Are we into news?
We're into news.
Okay.
Sorry. There's a brand new airline. It's called Bark.
What?
You could take your dog and let it sit next to you. I would have called it Ruff! And you had to say it like that. That's what I would have called the airline. And I would have made everybody who answers the phone there go, Ruff!
Hello?
Ruff, ruff. Or the Yorkie bark, my parents dog. So high pitched. Yes, it's a brand new airline. Bark Air, a new airline that puts dogs before their human companions, will take its first flight Thursday. Its sold out maiden voyage, this was this past Thursday, went from New York to LA at 4 o'clock Eastern.
Whoa.
Bark, a pet company that was founded in 2011, sells dog food and other products, announced a new aviation experience for canines in April. It's the second air travel service to market itself as catering to pets before human passengers. I do see some potential problems.
Yeah,
And what about meow, meow? What about the cats?
You can take baby cat anywhere.
I could take baby cat, but I can't let her out.
Nope.
And she would love to sit on the seat next to me. Meow, meow.
Have these people ever been to a dog park?
But I don't know if anybody involved in this has ever been to a dog park, but this is what's still going on here.
Wow.
Wait till you hear what's allowed, too. It's the second air trip. It's a UK-based public charter operator, K9 Jets, that also lets passengers' pets travel next to them in the aircraft cabin versus in crates in commercial aircraft cargo holds.
Wow.
We're excited. I don't need to hear their press release. It's not cheap either, though. And then here's all the reasons they say, they're confined in duffel bags. It does suck,
Yeah,
I get it, but I'm not
terrible.
sure this is the answer either. Bark will offer what it calls white paw service to its canine customers, who will even get to socialize with other dogs in what the company calls a dog-centric cabin configuration.
Oh, boy. I can't wait to Google this. Put in the show notes.
Like first-class human passengers, dogs on board will be offered treats, noise-canceling earmuffs. What fucking dog is going to keep on earmuffs? I mean, no, as kids, we couldn't get even Easter bunny ears on the dogs, and they'd be like, "Blah." No. A beverage of their choice and other surprises.
Wow.
Initially, the service will fly between New York and LA, as well from New York to London. More routes will be added soon. They
New York
each
to London.
will operate as a public charter service, flying on spacious Gulfstream G5 jets. It does not own or operate any aircraft itself, Bark Air. Each dog ticket comes with a pass for a human. Families may also purchase additional pets. Children of under 18 are not allowed.
Stop it.
Yeah. There are no size or breed restrictions for the oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Fantastic.
Oh, my God. Let the games begin. I hope somebody videoed the whole flight.
Yeah.
And you never know. They all might behave. It's like a day at the dog park. Some days everybody gets along, and then some days there's an incident. Yeah, they don't. The service doesn't come cheap. $6,000
Whoa.
for one dog ticket, and you're free as his human. So it's $3,000 a piece. But a New York to London ticket is $8,000. So it's $4,000 a piece. Mm-hmm.
What if the dog has to go to the bathroom?
What if the dog has to go? I don't know. I don't know battles. I can only read what I'm told. I don't know if they have to go to the bathroom. And who's renting out their Gulfstream? And then is it, is there a deposit?
Right.
Yeah. Wait, what are you going to do to my plane?
It's a giant shithole of a guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll keep you updated to see if there's incidents. I don't know. Maybe people who have, it's a lot of money.
There's a fire hydrant in the back, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Here's something very disappointing for football fans. This pisses me off to no end. Okay. Everyone who listens to this podcast knows how much disdain I have for Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't even have words for it.
No.
He's such a fucking mobster. Well, so now that if you don't follow football, don't worry. This is just more of an economic story. So everybody's getting jacked around because they're going to put some games on Netflix, some on Amazon. So there's Thursday night football, there's Sunday night football, there's Sunday day football, there's Monday night football, Sunday ticket, there's YouTube, Sunday ticket, DirecTV. I don't know if they're still doing it.
No, they don't.
They cut it out.
It's only YouTube.
It's only YouTube TV. Okay. Well, you know, my mom and dad would like to watch. Well, he did.
Yeah.
You know, old people. Yeah. So everybody that has parents that like football are now getting calls. What channel is the game? It's not on a channel.
Right.
It's not. It's on Amazon. Well, what's our password? Right. I don't know. I don't live in your house. No, let me guess.
I don't live in your house.
Farm Golf Man. I mean, I don't know.
Maggie
Maggie 7948. That's the dog. I don't know, you guys. Is their password book? My parents' password book looks like a seriously psychotic serial killer wrote. I mean, it's definitely bulletproof. No one's gonna ever understand it or crack the code. This is how much it's going to cost. Let's say you wanted to watch all the football games, which I am a fantasy football player. I like to watch all the games. Lewis always says, well, the red zone's fine. Fine for you, Lou.
Yeah.
I'd like to see, sometimes I want to see the whole Jaguars game.
Exactly. Not often.
Not very often, no. I have one comedian friend who's a Jaguars fan. I only know one. Yeah. Just one.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, she represents well for just being one person. Netflix, So now Netflix is in on it. Okay?
Right.
If you wanted to watch every single game, it would cost you $1,610.
For the season.
Yeah.
Wow.
To watch because you have to buy and pay for all of this crap right. The breakdown counts for cable TV or a YouTube TV subscription, NFL Sunday Ticket, Amazon Prime Video, Peacock, ESPN Plus, NFL Plus, and Netflix. Here's the bit. I would just buy them all for my parents. Right. But I have expendable money because I forgot to have children. And 3 cats showed up and they're totes cheap. And then you guys sent me free treats for them. I didn't have to buy the treats.
So your mom can watch football.
Greenies. But yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of us that are paying for our parents' stuff on all this stuff just to be nice. And it makes it simpler.
Yep.
That just put it on my thing.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to start all that. But to do this to old people, I just think it's awful. And this is all Rogers signed off on all this. Yeah. So the I don't know what age.
Guess who was the number one vote? Jerry.
God.
Jerry likes it.
ESPN Plus is $99. Peacock and NFL Plus is $40 and $60. And Netflix, a monthly membership is $7. You can find workarounds such as free trials. Can you imagine? No. Signing up my mom at this point and going, okay, you have a free trial. You can watch. Right. It's just terrible. Yeah. Terrible. And in other sporting news, and then I'll shut up. Kentucky, hold my beer. I always have a good time when I go to Kentucky, but spending half the year in Nashville, I see Kentucky news a lot by accident because the northern border of Tennessee it's a border with Kentucky. And usually the stories where I go, wait, what? Are from Kentucky. Right. Not that Tennessee doesn't add its own, and my home state, Missouri, adds whatever you want to add. Lots of that. Oh my God, the Missouri guys. Oh my God, I forgot this story. Shit, and I didn't print it out. I don't even need to print it out. Okay. And I called it. The day it happened, I went, that's some southern Missouri. We got a plan, man. And this is all bullshit. So these guys got together in southern Missouri, and that we always kind of make a little bit more fun of the southern Missouri people because in our St. Louis citified minds, we're like, might as well be Hong Kong compared to southern Missouri. And I'm in the Ozarks, so I border on being one of them too. But they claimed that they had formed a company. I cannot wait to see the paperwork. And that Lisa Marie Presley had took a loan of $3 million out from their company. And since she hadn't repaid it by the date that was on the thing, which was last week, They said this past Saturday they were going to auction Graceland. My friend Michael Somerville, the comedian, he's like, oh, whoa, because we toured Graceland together. Our friend Dee Dee, who, if you're working there, she takes you all, and she's wonderful. And I'm like, Michael, hold the horses. I go, I don't believe this. I could also see Lisa Marie because she seemed to have some money problems and some organizational issues. Maybe she did need to borrow $3 million, but why would she go to this made-up company in Southern Missouri? I said, no, hold the party. Nobody's fucking auctioning off Graceland, but this is so like boss hog that it's like, fucking let's sell Graceland. Like, and someone else at the meeting went, man, that's a great, like, it's one of the most iconic places in America. It's like saying you're going to sell the White House while some president's in there. What are you talking about? How about the Biltmore up in Asheville? I heard that's fancy. Let's auction that off and see if Anderson Cooper says anything because he's one of them Vanderbilt people. The ideas they come up with, it's like the capture the governor in Michigan and extradite her to Wisconsin. It could be my most favorite story of all time. The level of idiocracy and the amount of people. So then Riley Keough, who is the daughter of Lisa Marie, the granddaughter of Priscilla Presley, says...
Her cell phone rang.
Her phone rings. Some yeehaws in Missouri are auctioning off your house. Your house. It's her house now. It's Riley's house. And they're going to auction it off on Saturday. So she gets these lawyers. But also, if I'm Riley, she has that acting career going on. She's serious. She works hard. Do I need this shit from these hillbillies in Missouri? No. Now I got to deal with it. Right. So she calls the lawyers. And I said, just wait till... I told Michael, I said, I don't believe...
Just hold.
Hold. Full hold. Houston, do not launch a rocket. Well, so they're like, these signatures are not Lisa Marie's. They go to a judge and say, this company is not even a company. Right. These are not her. These are forgeries. I think they probably went online and went, look, we get her signature right there. Then we photocopy that. Yeah. And then we just drag it. Right. And we put it on our paperwork. $3 million. That's it. That's all you want. Okay.
Oh, God.
So the judge ordered an injunction to stop the sale. That was step one. He said, nobody's goddamn auctioning off Graceland on Saturday. So he stopped it. Well, then about less than 24 hours later, my little Southern Missourians, they were like, yeah, we withdrew all that. There was some paperwork inconsistencies. You did it. And then there were a few states involved. What? I want those. I want a full hour show on these guys. I want a 2-hour show, and I want my boyfriend, Keith Morrison, to do it. I want it to be a Dateline, and I want to know what the fuck you were thinking.
Stealing Graceland.
Auctioning Graceland. There's so many other things you could have auctioned off and might have flown under the radar. You could have said, look, there's a bunch of land in northern Arkansas, and because when I drive through southern Missouri and northern, I always think, I wonder who owns all that. Like, there doesn't seem to be any people here who actually owns it. Maybe a lot of people don't even know. Why didn't you try to auction off a nondescript mountain? Right. Just the land.
Right.
No, we're going right for the king. We're going right for the king. I am going to stay on top of that for you, Termites, because I also think they are going to be in trouble. You can't do that. So. Yeah, they should be in trouble. But also, it's not just going to be pay Riley's lawyers back. They're going to be they forged documents. They submitted them to the cops or wherever. It's total fraud. Yeah. Speaking of the South.
Come on, Billy Ray.
Speaking of the South, there's some very sad times going on at Cracker Barrel. Yeah, and the CEO...
It's kind of going downhill.
Cracker Barrel has gone downhill. Mm-hmm. Now, there's over 660 of them, I think I read, in the country. Mm-hmm. If you've never been in one, it's like an old-timey. They have the rocking chairs out front. Lewis actually bought one, a UNC one, his baby blue.
Know anybody that ever bought one except
They're comfortable, and they're like $150. You figure if they last a couple years, you got your money's worth.
It's not like I gotta get.
But his little New York apartment, you know, you go out on his deck, and there's a Cracker Barrel. It does make me laugh, though. And he loves it. But anyway, then you go in their gift shop, and it's throwback toys, throwback candy, CDs. They're still selling a lot of CDs.
A lot of Dolly CDs.
It definitely is geared towards an older country crowd. But those people got mad during COVID and sad during COVID, and they did not come back. Right. Now, I still go, and then they got a liquor license, so that even get me in there more often. They have beer, and then sangria. I'm like, wow, you guys just skipped white, red, and pink and went straight for something a little more complicated. Maybe they think it's exotic. I don't know. But I'm like, I'll just have a Miller Lite. Yeah. We don't need to be bringing sangria from Cracker Barrel to this table. The breakfast is still good, except they have griddle toast, and I don't like griddle toast. I want real toast.
Yeah, it tastes weird.
I went to another place here in Nashville. They didn't have toast. I'm going to start taking a toaster to every breakfast place I go and donating it and go, this is a toaster. I would like some toast today. You can keep the toaster. Thank you. Asheville. Me and Vic Henley had to go buy a toaster. We walked down the street, got a toaster, and brought it back. And they're like the hippie children that are so high. Right. And the girl was like, radical. I'm like, no, it's not radical. We're adults who came for breakfast with eggs over easy and wanted toast. And I had just walked by a junk store. It was like a used secondhand store. I think it works. It was $11. It's yours to keep. Samantha. So Cracker Barrel is now in a free fall. They're having enough problems because the CEO, who is a young woman that I saw, and I thought, why would she say that? I printed out. I'll tell you about her, but she admitted the biscuits and gravy chain is not as relevant as it used to be, and failed to show investors a convincing plan to revamp its restaurants. The 50-year-old roadside eatery with its old country store and down-home menu of chicken fried steaks, grits, and breakfast. Lewis and I love it. Lewis waits for it on the road. He gets so excited when there's a Cracker Barrel coming up. Yep. Boy. And then I told him about the app that'll alert you about your Cracker Barrel. He's very excited. It's been steadily losing customers for the past decade. This is how bad the food is. The last time I went, I ordered chicken pot pie. Because that's what it's supposed to be, like your grandma's food. It's like down-home cooking. Yeah. And the lady goes, have you had our chicken pot pie? And I said, no. She goes, well, we're getting a new one in a couple months. I'd wait for that.
A couple months?
Yeah. But she just told me not to order what I ordered. And then my Irish got up, and I'm like, no, I want the chicken pot pie.
Next.
And then she brought it, and I'm like, God damn it, she was right. Why did I do that?
That's funny.
Yeah, all the food, except for breakfast. So they got to fix it. They said the seniors fled during the pandemic. They plan to spend as much as $7 million to revamp this. And here's what I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. So the stock is free falling, though. Okay. Them and poor Red Lobster. There's so many things that are just a mess.
Oh, no.
This is what she's come up with.
Oh, boy.
$7 million. They're going to have brighter colors.
What?
Paint. Okay, so far I'm at $300 at Lowe's. Paint.
You're going to paint the store.
Per store.
Oh, yeah.
$300 per store.
Yep.
We're nowhere near $700 million. They're going to have new items on a simplified menu, including green chili cornbread.
What?
A lot of people like cornbread. It's not my thing.
Or green chili.
Hash brown casserole shepherd's pie. Do you know you don't do shepherd pie?
No.
They do that in England.
They're hash browns.
We don't need to do that in Lebanon, Tennessee. Do what you do, as Lou says, with food. Eat what they do, Kathleen. I got sick on Chinese food one time in Omaha. He goes, why are you eating Chinese food in Omaha at a mall? I said, I don't know. It sounded good. Kung Fu Panda or whatever it was called.
General Tso's.
General Tso's chicken. He was a fabulous cook and a wicked general. But I did take that. He goes, you're in Omaha. You go get a goddamn steak. I'm like, they don't have steak at the mall, Lou. No. Like, I didn't have any money. It was years ago. But I'm like, okay. Wow. I did remember that. But so far, they're going to have a new logo.
Okay.
That's not going to help.
No.
And new menus.
Okay. That's vague.
Well, her name is Julie Massino. There are 660 locations.
How old is Julie?
Julie looks, I don't know, 40s. I printed out her info somewhere, but I don't think I have it. Yeah. The brand, she just said, yeah, we're a piece of shit. I'm going to try to fix it. But you're not supposed to admit that.
I've got it all here. We're going to put it in the schnotes.
We'll put it in the schnotes. How old is she?
Yeah. Oh, well, it doesn't say that in her bio.
Oh.
Oh, it does. 52.
52. I figured.
Yeah, she's as old as the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
She was the president international of Taco Bell. Did you hear that?
She was the president of what?
International of Taco Bell.
International Taco Bell? Well, that's a hashtag fail. I've been internationally a million times, and I've never seen a goddamn Taco Bell. Where does she claim they're successful?
She doesn't have to provide that.
Oh. All right.
No, she's really into culinary arts.
Cracker Barrel stores have vast menus with items like chicken and dumplings, which cost $11.49. It's also, I feel like they raised the prices, and the old people aren't getting the bang for their buck anymore, and old people aren't going to do that.
No.
They'll find somewhere else.
She's been CEO for a year.
She's been CEO for 1 year.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bad year.
Bad
You
year.
do not go to the investors and going, I don't know, the whole thing's outdated. I'll try. What? Well, you have to come in here with numbers and facts and things.
Let's do tacos.
Right. Oh, the Cracker Barrel are deliberately meant to reflect old-time country store that sells bits and bobs and simple comfort food. Bits and bobs. No, they do have some fun Christmas stuff in there sometimes. I must admit.
Yeah.
But then they got mad because they painted. Customers got mad because they set out the rocking chairs in the rainbow flag for Pride Month, and they got mad about that. I think there were racial issues a while back.
Black Jesus.
Black Jesus. Who's Black Jesus?
They had Black Jesus.
They had a Black Jesus?
Yeah, people got real mad.
Well, why not?
For sale. In this
Oh, he was for sale.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I would like that.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, he wasn't as white as they paint him, for sure. No.
He's not. No.
So, loyalty app. Oh, have you seen the age of the people coming in here? My God, they have what is that phone called? The
Flip phones.
No, the one with the big numbers, the giant numbers. Oh God, I almost bought it for my dad.
The landline?
No, it's a cell phone. They used to advertise it a lot on TV. It has giant numbers. I mean, they're like the size of Simon, that old game.
Stop it.
But my problem for my parents on the phones isn't they can see fine, they can't hear. The jitterbug. Yep. These people have a jitterbug.
Oh my God, they're huge.
They're enormous. I know. But like for my parents, the problem is volume. I need ones that are louder. I don't know how you do that, but
That's good for the world.
yeah, no louder so they can hear better. Louder on the other end.
Yeah. Wow. The jitterbug.
Wow. This is it's so easy to fix.
Yeah. There's too much shit. In
You know,
stores.
have a reality show called Grandmas.
Yeah.
And you get a bunch of grandmas that come in and cook their favorite thing.
Yep.
And whatever it is, it's like the restaurant in New York. You buy that recipe from that lady, and boom, it's on the menu.
Yep.
There we go. We don't. Well, she's in a shitload of trouble, that lady. She's in a lot of trouble. Speaking of failing, I know it's sad. Not sad for me though. Sad for some of my friends. I have never seen any of the Star Wars. And I know you're not supposed to say that out loud ever, because then people go crazy. And I think I've said that. I say to them in response, but I have seen Jaws 58 times.
Right. And that's probably a low ball.
It's a low ball every time it's on TBS. I don't even care about the commercials. Anyway, Disney World's Star Wars experience closed just after 18 months.
What?
This traveler influencer reveals why. Now, I think I did on this podcast do an article about when this opened.
Yeah.
Because like my Harry Potter friends, when there's Harry Potter World, they get super excited. So if you're into Star Wars, this would be your thing. And so I thought we should tell people.
Yeah.
A YouTuber recently released a four-hour video. 4 hours.
Wow. That's
Christ.
crazy.
Sharing her previous visit to the Walt Disney World Resort Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser experience, revealing why she wasn't shocked that it was shut down just after 18 months. Oh. Yep, they closed it in May of 2023, and that's when it announced the closure. Then the last guest was served in September, and despite its length, despite that it's 4 hours, it's amassed 4 million views. This YouTuber kid. Wow. She shared that she spent more than $6,000 for her and another guest, about $2 per person per minute, she calculated, to share one room on the Galactic Star Cruiser. Her verdict? The whole thing was out of this world, overpriced, and underwhelming, leading to its early shutdown. You should see this hat this lady has on. Her name's Jenny Nicholson, and Jenny loves Star Wars, I can tell you that. This is weird looking.
Galaxy's Edge.
I used to watch Star Trek The Next Generation because I love Jean-Luc Picard, or Patrick, what's his real name? The actor.
Patrick, no.
Yeah, the British guy.
Yeah, he's bald.
He's bald. I can't think of his last name. And if the value of something is what a people I'm willing to pay, I can objectively say that the Disney company charged too much for this experience because time showed that the majority of people on this earth were not willing to pay it. It was advertised as immersive, customizable Star Wars experience where guests were encouraged to dress up, and they were guided through a 3-day-long franchise storyline complete with a full itinerary played through a special app.
Holy shit.
Just hearing all that. I'm going straight to the bar. Yeah. I can't even hear all that.
Yeah, you got to look for liquor.
She complained about a dinner show with a bad view, mini games she thought were boring and pointless, and some of the actors did not engage with her attempts to role play.
I know how old she is.
Do you know how many of those Disney workers are like, I gotta get out of this fucking galactic thing. I did not know every customer is going to want me to be in a play with them.
Wow.
She noted that she had already had a hefty price. That's going to bother me. What's his name, Patrick? Just do Star Wars, Patrick, whatever. It'll come up. She noted that already...
He's Trek. He's Star Trek.
Yeah, he's Star Trek, not Star Wars.
That's a problem.
But is that part... I don't know.
No,
Are they all... They're not the same?
Very different. You're going to get so much hate.
Oh, right. Star Trek was the TV. I remember the TV show when I was a kid. Patrick Stewart. Yeah, I wanted to say Swayze.
He's 83.
83?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And he's still smiling.
Well, he looks wonderful.
Yeah.
No, I remember Star Trek, the show, because it was too hard for me. My brothers won't like it. They liked it.
Tell everybody you know.
They're very different. I knew that. It was just, yeah. It's the Rockshore light talking.
2 different galaxies.
Many galaxies. She's very mad about it. She said,
Wow.
Yep. She also noted the hefty price tag didn't cover the full experience as they had to shell out more cash for some features, such as watching a Disney movie in the hotel room. They're never going to give you that for free. Well, might as well walk down.
Somebody's got to pay the voiceover.
Many junk fees at the end, including blah, 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 taxes, blah, blah.
Junk fees. Taxes.
She's 4 hours. I'm going to put it in the show notes. If you're a Star Wars person, you want to go see this lady, I'm going to watch it for a little bit. Yeah.
I didn't know you could upload 4 hours of content like that.
4 hours to YouTube?
No, to YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
Yeah.
Put it in the show notes.
Yeah. Did you like the movie Home Alone?
Kind of.
I know.
It was fine.
I remember one time I fell asleep on a plane with headphones on, and it was like Home Alone 2 or 3. It was the movie. You didn't have a choice. Right. It was what was showing. And this kid that was
children won't understand that.
No, I know. This kid that was sitting next to me, I'm sound asleep. He pulled my headphones off like this, and he goes, "Ma'am, you're missing it." And I looked at him, and he was a nice little kid, and I'm like, I pretty much know what happened. Yeah. The title says it all. The kid is left at home alone. I didn't say it like that to the kid. I said, thank you.
Remember when you got a choice the first time?
The first time you had a choice on an airline? Yeah. Well, the Home Alone house is for sale in a Chicago suburb.
No way.
For the second time in just under 6 months, a key piece of a Home Alone film franchise is on the market. On Friday, the iconic Home Alone house for the first film hit the market. The Winnetka, Illinois home carries a $5.25 million price tag. Wow. Last December, a luxe townhouse featured in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, went on sale for nearly $6.7 million. Wow. The home is located on Manhattan's ritzy Upper West Side. Well, why didn't I make Lewis buy this?
Exactly.
Right. The Winnetka home was fully renovated in 2018. The owners kept the front of the stately brick crib exactly the way it was depicted in the 1990 film, which starred Macaulay Culkin, Catherine O'Hara, so on and so forth. So there you go. You want it?
Nice.
$5 million.
5.25.
5.25. I think you could get them down. I really do. Yeah, I do. I think you can.
A lot of brick.
Dave and Buster's. Speaking of restaurants,
I don't mind it.
Dave and Buster's.
If you're gonna watch sports.
For sports, it's fine.
Yeah.
Chicken sandwich is fine. I do love the one video game, Crazy Taxi. I learned that.
What?
One of my brothers-in-laws loved it.
Crazy taxi.
Crazy Taxi. It's fun. It is fun.
I've never heard of it.
You're the taxi driver, and you choose who you pick up on these streets, and then you get points for picking up people, and it's your job. It's just like, blah! But you can pick your driver, and it's fun.
Okay.
But all in all, when somebody says you want to go to Dave & Buster's, unless there's sports on, not really. Well, here's what they've decided that's going to lure some more people in. I can't believe people in these meetings all go, yeah. I think it's out of fear.
Right.
One person says it, and then let's say it's your shitty idea.
Yep.
Okay, paddles, and we all go along with it. Nobody's going to remember who went along. They're just going to remember it was,
thought of it.
yeah.
Mob mentality.
You can already bet real money on basketball, baseball, and football. So why not skee ball, hot shot, basketball, and Dance Dance Revolution? Dave & Buster's, a popular restaurant and entertainment chain, is getting into the betting business. The company is looking to make extra revenue on the back of the explosion of online sports apps over the past 5 years. But unlike DraftKings, FanDuel, Caesars, but Dave & Buster's wants to get involved in another kind of gambling, not the $6 billion social betting sector. The new partnership with gamification technology would let its 5 million Dave & Buster's loyalty members make small bets, likely between $5 and $10, on arcade games through the company's app.
You have a nephew that would really like
Yeah, but hold on. There's a guy at the end who says exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
If we're only talking about $5 or $10, why am I even downloading an app? Why am I using an app?
Right.
I would just say, I'll bet you $5, I'm going to beat you.
Right. Cash only.
Cash only. Put the cash up on the basketball thing before we start. They have 222 venues across the country and boast nearly 50 million unique visitors a year. Some of the companies, which also blah, 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 doesn't even matter. Friendly competition is a really big way to fuel our economy, whether you're playing golf on Sunday with your buddies or you're playing pickleball or video games or even cornhole at a tailgate. Bleh, word salad. Bleh. That's the CEO, Dylan Robbins, told CNN. There's so many ways you compete with family and friends. Yeah, I could just bet my brother money, and if he doesn't have it, I go inside his house and steal something. That's how we end that and go, huh?
It's old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some Dave & Buster's fans remain skeptical. This lady, I don't get it, one user complained. Hey, man, bet you $5 I can beat you at shooting hoops. Okay, put it in that app so Dave & Buster's can have a cut. Exactly. Why use the app?
Right.
But he forgets to say that. Why? Why? Do I get points or something? Dave & Buster points?
They're probably going to steal that idea right now. I'm sure Dylan's listening to this.
Let's see. We're going to do this because I'm getting into it. We're going to save these. Okay, a lot of you guys know I'm completely obsessed with people that climb Mount Everest.
Yes. You are.
I worked out of college as a journalist at the Missouri Athletic Club. I did their in-house magazine. And I did all of it. I wrote the stories, I took the pictures, I designed the layout, all of it, with one helper and a printer, the three of us. And I was so desperate for it's a membership magazine. So has anybody done anything interesting?
Right.
Please come to my office and tell me this. And you get your picture. It's going to be monthly. Yeah.
Wow.
So I had a month to get it all together.
Yeah.
And, I had to sell the ads too. They forgot to tell me that when I took the gig. I am not a salesman.
You're 20.
Yeah. And I'm like, they said no. Well, what'd you say? I said, okay, I understand. I mean, if you're an adult and you tell me no, I assume you mean that.
Right.
I do when I say it. I mean it. I don't want to hear another speech about what I'll be. Anyway, there was a member that climbed Mount Everest. And he came to my office and said, I climbed Mount Everest. And I was so happy because it gave me something to write about. And he believed me, he could talk about himself forever.
Right.
I'm like, could you be like a 12-parter? Could you just stay in my office till I let you go? Well, I'm obsessed with Mount Everest. I'm obsessed with the people climbing it. I'm obsessed with the crowds. I'm obsessed with, it's the only sport I'm aware of that when you get to the event field, they go, hey, there's a lot of dead bodies, just work around them.
Right.
What? Would you do that if you got to a soccer field or a football field? Oh, how come they haven't been removed? It's too dangerous.
Right.
It's just like if all of a sudden tigers came out of a football field and ate a few people,
Yeah.
and then you just left them there.
Right.
Like, I know people, I've watched every documentary, I've watched every movie ever. I understand the reasons people give.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it.
No.
Well, we got problems again.
Shocking.
Every May, it's too crowded, and they will not, the line.
Why is it May specifically?
Best conditions for climbing is May, and the least amount of avalanches that you, according to them. Right. I don't know if any of that's true. Trust the bus. 2 missing climbers are believed to be dead after a part of an icy ridge collapsed on Mount Everest during a lethal week in the world's tallest peak. British climber Daniel Peterson, 39, and I'm sad to say this because I think the Sherpers, this is all they do for a living. They have no money. They're treated like shit. Yeah. Well, anyway, Paz Tenji Sherpa, 23 years old, he's probably dead too. He's unaccounted for. Yeah, he's the guy carrying all the crap. A chunk of hardened snow overhanging the edge of a cliff suddenly came down Tuesday, dragging the climbers down the side of the mountain. The pair were part of a 15-person group that had reached the top. They made it. It was on their way down. Oh, God. It's the Hillary step. It's like the step before you're at the top. They were caught in something. Yeah. So then, basically, now we have an accident on the highway, and the traffic is backed up. Oh, so all these people are stuck at the top trying to come down, but we can't till we figure out what happened to our 2 guys here. Right. So the line, and I mean, you're already freezing, you're frozen, and now you got to stop moving. Right. I mean, despite exhaustive search efforts, we regret to confirm that we were unable to recover them.
That's horrible.
It's awful, but. Oh, well, 2 other people died. 2 Mongolian climbers, I won't even attempt to say their names, died in the death zone while descending on May 13th. The increasing prevalence of deaths on Mount Everest has been blamed on overcrowding and climate change. This shit's melting. Yep. And then you've got the douchebags that are up there. Let me tell you what the douchebags are doing. You want to hear what the douchebag? Yeah, it's the helicopter people. Yeah. For 2 months, starting in March, thousands of ambitious voyeurs are set to travel more than 16,000 feet to above sea level to Everest's 2 main campsites. But this adventure of a lifetime, dangerous, difficult, and deadly, can also be a very luxurious experience for those willing. It's turned into glamping at Coachella. Yep. But I would be frozen at base camp. I don't even want to go to base camp, ever. No. I don't ever want to be anywhere that cold, and I don't want to be where I have to get out of a snowsuit to pee. Sorry, I can't do it.
I've been ice fishing with you. It's bad.
I don't like anything involved in that. But anyway, here's what the douchies are doing. There was an Everest guide company last year that offered a masseur from Kathmandu who stayed the whole season. So if you're at base camp, you can get a massage. Stop it. Yep. Alan Arnett, a mountaineering coach who successfully climbed Everest in 2007, told the Daily Beast, if you're paying $100,000, you can expect cappuccinos and sushi up there, even a 3-star chef.
Stop it.
We've lost our minds. Some of the most opulent adventurers arrive at base camp with hired porters carrying their gear in tow. They can't even carry their own shit to base camp. Wow. This is when you got to go, no, you can't. Right. These are the rules.
Go home.
You got, right. Mm-hmm. You're right. Oh, my God. A slew of tents offer amenities rivaling 5-star hotels. There's a market for the high-end experience at base camp. It's like an airplane. The experience is totally different the more you spend.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. A daily expedition organizers and former event climbers told the Daily Beast that the cost for the mountain trip ranges from $30,000 to over $500,000. Now, I had read $50,000. I already heard it in one of the shows I watched that this guy was a postal worker somewhere out in the Northwest. He saved up all of his money his whole life. Okay, if this is what you want to do, but that's what it cost at the time. 50, I thought. I never heard 30. No. It excludes the airfare to Asia and all that.
How much do you think the Sherpa get?
The Sherpa out of the $50,000, maybe 5.
Wow, it's awful.
It's terrible. Yeah. I gotta get your permit too. So the 50 would have been right. That was just on the Nepal side. Travelers are also set to walk 80 miles or a 9-day trek to base camp. But while those who decide to go through China can drive to it.
Oh my God.
If you have nothing at all, the list for the price of gear, blah, 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 blah. If you're willing to pay the money, you can, they have, hold on. The most luxurious is $98,000 per person. It's the Mount Everest Northside Rapid Ascension Expedition by the Alpenglow Expeditions. The 36-day trip is on the north side of Everest in Tibet, where advanced explorers will enjoy small group sizes, an on-call doctor, 9 bottles of oxygen, because they keep limiting that because people leave the bottles up there. It's become a trash site, too. Yeah. And an imported cook served as a Western trained cook staff. You'll have dining tents, Wi-Fi, cell service, and a fully stocked kitchen.
You can't get Wi-Fi in civilized parts of the country. Furtenbach Adventures also aspires to give its customers a true glamping expedition experience at the modest price of $75,000. Each climber has a 2-room stand-up tent with a bed, desk, electricity, Wi-Fi, large lounge tents with a bar. A bar! Whoa! You imagine? I'm hungover. Wait, I got to do what today? What? You're leaving without me? Do you have any Advil? How am I supposed to do this? I want all the Advil.
Oh, they had a sauna. Last year they had a sauna and infrared cabin powered with a clean fuel cell.
Oh my God.
You can fly in and out of the base camp by a helicopter. I would leave on day 1. What time's the helicopter coming back? But then I'd be terrified to get in that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, so one of the guys says anything that's less than $40,000 would raise red flags. Why? Because I don't want to pay. You're trying to scare me now? Right.
It's a mobster.
300 people have died attempting to reach or return. Last year, 17 people got killed on the way back.
Wow.
Pfft. Hope somebody caught your camera so your selfie was worth it.
No shit. Wow.
Yeah. Hope your phone made it.
Right.
Yeah. Terrible.
You know.
I say that as I drink out of my baby cat. Fire! Pint glass.
Classy.
This year, 8 people have died.
Wow.
Yep.
And it's
the lines to even get across the crevasse thing, the big ice crevasse thing. And then you're going to feel the pressure. Well, I mean, I don't know. I am conscious of other people.
Right.
Always when I'm in public.
Yeah.
So if I'm on that ladder, they flip that that aluminum ladder down. It looks like an aluminum ladder. I don't know what the fuck it really is, but and then you have to. I got to get across the crevasse. Right. All I'd be thinking is, I'm holding up this line.
Right.
I am holding up the line.
And I'm terrified.
People are cussing. I can hear it. And I'm terrified. And then I would get frozen. And then, I mean, like, I couldn't move out of fear, frozen.
Right.
And then that would really piss people off because I would lay down on that ladder and cry. And then what? Then what, Kathleen? What have you done?
Somebody's got to tell you there's a bar on the other side. Wow. What a shit show.
Yep. You've privately guided tour of Everest. Have we ruined everything?
Yeah.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't love seeing the helicopters in Ireland. I'm happy for the Irish because it means more money for them. But that's not what the point of it.
Do they tip well?
Do they tip well? I don't know about that. Yeah. I waited tables and all that, 12 years, bars, restaurants, and I would rather have regular middle class to upper middle class people than the super rich because they just expect things. They don't even have cash on them. They don't have credit cards. They have numbers. Yeah. I sign for things. I don't. Not all of them, but I'm just saying, if I could pick tonight, I'm going to wait on tables. I'll just take your middle to upper middle class soccer mom, family people, and hope for the best. Some of them have bed mattresses, pillows, propane, heated showers. Oh, my God.
That's ridiculous.
Well, it's Coachella now.
Yeah.
Fizzy water. They get fizzy water.
Must have fizzy water.
Here's the thing. Luxurious glamping might not last for long. If the officials have anything to say about it, in Nepal, reported in March that the local officials are trying to limit the number of travelers and restricting luxury sites in order to protect the mountain. They should.
Yes.
But they need the money. This is where the global council that I've created, it doesn't exist in real life, gives them money and says, stop letting these lunatics kill themselves, even though they're rich douchebags. We shouldn't. A Sherpa dies for each one.
Right.
That's not okay. I don't care if the rich lady.
And nobody's taking care of their family.
No, and he's probably dying doing something that you fucked up. Right. Maybe not these two guys. It sounds like the snow fell through. But, like,
Tom Brokaw a long time ago said he had a friend who was climbing Mount Everest. He'd be in touch with Sandy every day. Well, Sandy was some socialite. And there's some Sherpa, poor guy. She had like 10 Vogue magazines, and she wanted to take pictures with him up on the fucking mountain. What? So he's dragging that shit. Yeah. Then she passed out. She couldn't do it anymore. Right. She's 5 foot tall. And then he's got to carry her rich ass down. And then he's going to end up getting hurt because of her not. I think you should have to do tests, physical things. Okay, Kathleen, run up to base camp. I fell over. Kathleen, you're not going. I know. I told you.
Thank you.
I don't want to go.
I'll be at the bar.
Most people this guy said he met were not rich, but had scrappy dreams, and they'd saved up for a long time. All the ones I've seen, those were those people. Okay. Except for the Tom Brokaw group. Sandy. I'll never forget her. She had a phone. Back then, when the phones were like this big and it was like a World War II ditch phone, you know, the enemies are crossing the line. Hold fire, hold fire. And she was talking to Tom Brokaw on the NBC Nightly News from the top of Everest on her phone that poor man had to drag up the mountain so that she could be a fancy socialite and tell her friends at a country club that. Right. Oh, my God. 10% of people at Everest are just rich and doing it for bragging rights. Another 10% that don't have any idea what they're doing, but everyone else works hard and spends a lot of time for the climbing experience. Well, great. Then we just got to weed out Sandy and her friends. Yeah. Sandy, what's your country club number? If you answer that quickly, you're not going. Right. If you just went 8149, nope. Bye-bye. You're not going.
Bye-bye, Sandy.
There's trash everywhere. I'll save this one for next time.
It's awful, and nobody can. We talk about plastic. I mean, look at Everest.
Plastic. Well, those oxygen tanks are a problem. And then there's human feces. Like, there's just piles and piles and piles of human feces.
And you can't light it on fire up there because it'll melt things. And it goes on and on and on.
We're gonna. I didn't finish my celebrity writer thing. Oh my God, this is a Are You Shitting Me? So
we have a new topic called Are You Shitting Me?
This is Are You Shitting Me? I'm so excited. So Johnny Morris, who is the creator of Bass Pro Shop, which is one of my favorite stores for fishing stuff, and I don't hunt at all, but mostly fishing and boats and just everything. Everything is in there.
You love the fish.
Everything is in there. Everything. Yeah. He is originally from Springfield, Missouri. Started out with a tiny bait shop, and he has become Johnny Morris, right? Well, Johnny Morris has done nothing but wonderful things for Springfield, Missouri, Branson, Missouri. Tiger Woods, the only Tiger Woods golf course in the United States of America. Boom, it's right there in Branson, Missouri. Right next to Branson. Not the Branson that you're thinking. Well, it's the same Branson, but Branson is kind of, that country music thing kind of fell apart. Well, anyway, he built this giant outdoor amphitheater. Now, it's not really close to anywhere. Like, Springfield's a nice-sized town, but it's not like saying St. Louis or Kansas City. It would take, I don't even know from St. Louis how long to get there. Probably.
I'll Google it.
Yeah, put.
Drive time, St. Louis.
Thunder Ridge Nature.
To Thunder Ridge.
To Thunder Ridge Nature Arena. He's a big conservation guy, too.
4 hours.
4, okay, I guess 4. So it's 4 from Kansas City or 4 from St. Louis. Well, he built this thing, and Morgan Wallen was there, the country singer guy. So all the tickets were sold out. My sister went to go get to see if there was any for the kids, and it was too expensive. The Rolling Stones just announced they're going.
Stop it.
I mean, this is a thing that says, if you build it, they will come.
Cool.
It's amazing that he has accomplished this in where he has accomplished it. Like, and his conservation things are wonderful and working.
Yeah.
Like, he's really into how many deer are out there, how many need to be herded out, how many should be not shot, blah, 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 blah. He's into all that. Yeah, July 21st.
Wow.
I mean, to say the Rolling Stones are in Branson is laughable. Like, it's truly like, yeah, they've hosted Dierks Bentley, Hank Williams. I just think it's the people he wants to see. I do. Oh, he's having Imagine Dragons and Pitbull.
Pitbull?
It'll work.
That's fantastic.
Pitbull sold out Kansas City. I mean, just when I think, I don't know if we'd have enough Pitbull fans in the area. Oh, yeah, we do.
Wow.
So that was just a shocker.
My last celebrity writer things are Prince. Prince wanted a house with 5 bedrooms. He wasn't shy about asking for his demands backstage. When he worked in London, he asked an organizer to build him a luxurious 5-bedroom house near the O2 Arena in London. Oh my God, he wanted a house built.
Wow.
That's kind of Trump. That even trumps Barbra Streisand.
Yeah.
He also wanted 192 bath towels.
That's just problematic.
I don't think I've used 192 in my life.
Probably not.
Nope.
No.
When they get weird.
Maybe hand towels.
Hand towels?
No.
Yeah, maybe. No. He was very serious about his cleanliness and hygiene. He refused to reuse any towel. This information seems obvious when you see Prince's appearances in public. Everything was meticulous down to the last detail.
A little OCD.
Mariah Carey. Now, I have heard stories from hair and makeup people that she can be a pain in the arse, but you also never know what day those people were having. You don't know. So I try not to spread a rumor unless I know it's true.
Unless I get on a podcast.
Unless I witnessed it, or I get on a podcast and forget I'm on a podcast. Yeah, I heard the dog. Bleh. Here's what Mariah Carey wants. She requests an assistant to throw away her chewing gum.
Stop it.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Well, Mariah, this stuff is in print.
Right.
Okay. There's 200 venues in the United States of America right now that have Kathleen Madigan's writer in a file on their computer. And if I requested something crazy, they could send it to TMZ or wherever and go, look what this crazy lunatic is asking for. That's why you don't do these things. They're in writing. Well, I wouldn't do them anyway.
They always call and ask if they're missing it.
I know, my one. They're like, you didn't send the whole writer. Yes, I did. You saw it. I want 6 beers. I want 3 Diet Cokes and water.
The termites will take care of it.
And no food. I'm not feeding these openers any more than they need to be fed. People just don't even, why don't you get a meat tray? Dude, that has a whole different meanings in certain cities. I'll eat somewhere else. I didn't come here to eat, goddammit. I'm here to work. Mariah Carey is a famous diva, and her reputation that as a superstar is never shy to make demands, along with a bottle of champagne and flexible straws to sip it.
Oh.
Well, if you've already put on your lipstick,
I can get that.
you got to use a straw. They expect the organizer to have an assistant for her, which seems reasonable, but it isn't. She wants the assistant to throw away her gum. It's very specific, and he or she is well paid for it. Apparently, Mimi is repulsed by the idea of touching gum, even if it is their own.
God.
J-Lo.
I've heard a lot of shit about her lately.
Well, J-Lo was supposed to have a 90-show residency in Vegas, and now that's being put into question because she did not sell out these arenas.
Right.
And had to cancel a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
Careful, Vegas. J-Lo isn't called La Diva Latina for nothing.
Oh, no.
She's always had an extravagant side, but she's considered one of the hardest women working in showbiz. She's earned it. I like it when she acts better. I like her in movies. Yeah. She wants white flowers, tablecloths, curtains, candles, sofas. Sofas? Like I'm just supposed to go get a sofa today. What? And low wattage light bulbs. All right. The wackiest item is she requires her coffee to be stirred counterclockwise. The story behind this request isn't widely known, but we assume it is either has to do with superstition or the quality of the coffee.
What?
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Let's see how many are left. Tom Cruise. Underwear specifically made for him. You know what this world is called, Tom, after you're about 10 years old? BYOU. Bring your own underwear. What do you mean I got to go buy you underwear? He's picky, huge on-set diva. And, yeah, he wants underwear specifically made for him.
That's weird.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, termites.
It's another reason Katie left.
I want to say a couple thank yous, and then we're going to do quotes.
Okay.
We're going to shut this shop down. Thank you to Susan. Oh, Susan I met in the Delta Club in Nashville. Yeah. She was a fan, and then, was like, is it cool if I just say hi? I'm like, yeah, of course it's cool. Hi. What would you like to drink? I have Teresa's attention. She, as a skincare person, sent me a bunch of I never asked for it. She just sent it. Yeah, it's great.
Nice.
It's very nice to meet normal fans. Like, you just want to stay drinking with them, but you got to go, you know?
Yeah, and then I met two guys that I thought for sure were rock guys, but they're label guys. Yeah, they look like they were from Motley Crue or something, but they were having mimosas. I'm like, oh, how delicate with your crazy outfit. So petite. It's such a tiny little drink. Cindy and Todd. Oh, my jackalope fishing hat. It's got a jackalope for my dad, so that's great. Bree and Jay, we got them. Lisa, my little gambling prayer card. I'll be taking that with me. And Jessica, the little bracelet that you said. I think you got that. 2 quotes, and we move on. Termites. We're going to do Tayto first. See, I'm running out. Barbara Walters. What? Oh, a Barbara Walters interview. Okay. Tayto says, if a woman shares her experience in writing, she's over-emotional, or she might be crazy. She's saying people judge it that way. Yeah. Well, I think that was more back in my mom's era, where they would call women hysterical and they could just throw them in a psych ward. Yeah. Just because they bitched about something.
Good times.
Yeah. Dolly. This is reflecting on her distinctive look in an interview with The Times. I'm comfortable in my own skin, no matter how far it's stretched. Fine.
Great.
Something to think about if you want a facelift.
Yeah, there you go.
Dolly don't care.
Boom.
Nope. Just make sure you get a good one. That's what she said about Kenny Rogers, because his was so bad she made all kinds of fun of him for a long time.
It was a bad one.
It was a super bad one.
It was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
And then my dad one time, he had a skin cancer on his cheek, and they had to divot it out, which made his eye go weird. So they're like, okay, well, we'll lift your eye up. And he's like, yeah, but then what about my other eye? Because I'm a 75-year-old guy. And they're like, well, we'll lift that one up. Oh, my God. Thankfully, he had a sense of humor. And I was like, oh, shit. You look like Kenny Rogers.
Right.
And he was like, I didn't think this was all going to happen. I'm like, ask how long it takes for that to fall down.
Yeah, it's gotta fall.
If it's more than 2 years, we need to go get it fixed, because you don't look like
Normal.
my dad anymore. No. And this was all because of the divot in the cheek. It all started, and then there was one on his head, and they took a golf ball. It was like somebody took a golf ball, hit his head at 1,000 miles an hour, and penetrated all the skin, and then they pulled it out, and the hole was still there.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
And I'm like, what happens to that hole?
Yeah.
And it grew back on its own. It's skin. It just grew. Yep. There's some gross stories to end on. In other words, use your sunblock, kids. What do we learn from that segment? Use your sunblock. All right, termites.
You did Wife of the Party.
Oh, I did Leanne Kreischer's podcast. Yeah, I posted it everywhere. It's called Wife of the Party. That's Bert Kreischer. He's a very funny comedian friend. If you don't know him, go watch him. And then it's his wife, and they're separate. She's very funny in her own right, and her podcast is
Wife of the Party.
it's Wife of the Party, and I might think it's a little smarter than Bert's. I'm just saying. I think Leanne elevates that relationship. And Bert is it's Tayto and Travis.
Yep.
It's the same. Who's paying the bills in this house? What's going on here? It was a lot of fun though, and I really had never sat down and talked with her like at length like that about anything, and so I don't know. My one sister emailed me and said that I seem very relatable.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good compliment. Yep. I leave those things, and then I forget I did them until they come out, and then I forgot what I even said. I have no idea what's on there.
You forgot you launched a fall tour.
I forgot I have tickets on sale in the fall. I forgot everything. It's been a very busy spring. Very, very busy. All right, that's it. You ready?